Welcome to the Train the Trainers fieldwork module. We'll get started by checking our materials against the list in the standard operating procedure. For sampling, we bring waders, PPE, sample collection materials, tools, and first aid equipment. We are headed to Big Prairie Creek in New Bern, Alabama, which is part of the Black Belt region of the state. The communities in the Black Belt are rural and low-resourced, and because of their low population and tax base, a typical municipal wastewater treatment system is not feasible. The vertisol clay soils, an example is here, that characterize this region also cause septic tanks to fail. As a result, many families utilize straight pipe systems, discharging raw wastewater. The result is a wastewater and public health crisis. From the grab samples and time-integrated samples we collect, we're able to quantify wastewater pathogens and better understand the extent of the crisis in the Black Belt so we can work to engineer solutions. We've now arrived at one of our 3 sampling sites. We'll put on PPE and head to the water. Here is our sampling setup. Our devices are secured to Unistrut and submerged in the water. The sediment sampler collects a particle distribution over time, which changes based on weather events and runoff. You will see our fieldwork team remove, rinse and empty, and reinstall the sediment sampler. The shape of the sediment collector allows particles of varying sizes to be taken into the device. The particle size distribution is measured on the Better Sizer device. The size of the particles gives an indication of how much E. coli is attached to each particle, and gives an indication of the overall level of E. coli in a way that a grab sample alone cannot capture. Next, the team will empty and replace the Cryptosporidium time-integrated collector. Cryptosporidium is a parasite that causes cryptosporidiosis, which is a diarrheal illness that can be detrimental, especially for those with weak immune systems or inadequate access to healthcare, which is another issue in the Black Belt. The top of the Cryptosporidium collector is filled with Tums, which dissolve into calcium ions. These calcium ions have been shown to promote the growth of biofilms. Water flows through the horizontal segment, and there are slats cut in the PVC for slides. Biofilms form on these slides, bolstered by the calcium ions in the top segment. These slides are carefully collected and kept in a sample of water from Big Prairie Creek to continue growing. They are then shipped to our partners at Lehigh University, who quantify how many oocysts, or growths of Cryptosporidium there are in the biofilms on the slides. When the 2 devices have been reinstalled, the final step is taking grab samples. These grab samples are tested for pH, conductivity, turbidity, and E. coli count using IDEX trays. All samples are labeled before returning to the lab. The grab samples give us an instantaneous picture of the conditions of the stream on that particular sampling day, whereas the time-integrated devices of sediment and Cryptosporidium collection give us an idea of the conditions of the creek over time. These novel methods of collection are extremely useful and insightful. We hope you've enjoyed this peek into our sampling procedure and are excited to learn more.